Alright, so I'm going to attempt to show how to upgrade the hard drive to an SSD on this iMac. It's a 21.5 inch late 2015 model A1418. So first what you want to do, if you want, you can buy one of these tools that make it quite a bit easier, or you can just use any thin pry tool like this, okay? If you have this tool, basically what you do, you just insert it between the glass and the metal frame, and you just run it along the edges like this, okay? It helps to kind of go at this like corner angle instead of like going like this, but that way you can do that. You can't turn it upside down like this, otherwise it'll pull the wheel out from this tool. But you just go up and down all the way around, okay? So just go all the way around just like this, and all the way down both sides, okay? And once you do that, you can actually separate these two layers. So it'll be pretty difficult the first time when you cut it. There'll be still strings attached. So while you're doing this, just know that it's not going to just fall out. You do have to kind of pull it slightly. So while you're pulling it, you might have to like have the tool, like you open it slightly like this, and then you just keep cutting the edge like this, okay? And once you get all of it out, you can actually drop the screen forward slightly. Be very careful because you have all these cables in here like this, okay? So you just want to drop it forward slightly. And then after you do that, I'm trying to do this with one hand and show this while I'm working on it. But basically, once you get that, you'll see this cable. So as you can see up here, this notch is actually semi-spring loaded, so you kind of have to push it down while you kind of pull it out. So I use my fingernail and then I push it down while I kind of pull on it, as you can see. The same thing goes for the bottom one. I don't know if I can show this, but I'm gonna pull the cable out below it first because it'll be a little bit easier. But basically what you do for that one, let me see if I can show this. So basically what you do for that one is there's that metal latch here with this plastic tape thing over it. So most people, I would think they would grab this metal or this plastic tab here and pull it out. But I find that to be difficult. So what I do is I just get my fingernail. You can use a plastic tool and just get it underneath that metal tab and lift it up just like that. Okay. Once you get that metal tab out, you can actually grab the cable. Sorry, I know the focus is getting all screwed up, but just grab the cable like this, kind of close to the connector, and then just wiggle it up and down as you pull it, and it will come out just like that. Okay, you don't want to like pull it this way forward or down or backwards towards the back of the device. You don't want to pull it towards the screen. You want to pull it straight away from the connector. Okay, just pull it straight back. All right, so now that we got that one out, we're going to remove this connector as well. So again, what I do is I use my fingernail and then I kind of put pressure on that little tab that sticks out. And then while I'm pushing on that tab into the center of the connector, then I kind of pull on it. Let me see if I can do this. It's hard to do it while filming, but I'm trying, sorry. Okay, I know the focus is going to get all screwed up too. But yeah, basically, as you can see what I'm doing with that one, you want to do that with this one as well. So just like that, put some pressure on it upwards towards the center of the connector, and then pull it back, okay? Just like that, okay? Now that you squeezed both of those and you got it loose, you can pull it straight back. Then slowly let the screen fall forward. Make sure that there's no other connections on there. Depending on your model, it might be different. This model, I don't think the RAM is replaceable. I don't know if you can see behind the board. I can't really see. It might be, sometimes the RAM's replaceable on these, but sometimes Apple decided to just solder it in. I don't see replaceable RAM, so I don't think you can upgrade the RAM on this. And I don't think it's worth the risk and effort to take the whole board out just to upgrade the RAM. So the SSD is your best bet. It's pretty easy to get to. The hard drive is right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that. Let me see if I remember what size it was. I think it was a T10. And also, if you're going to upgrade the SSD, you want to either make a time machine backup first. Sorry, I probably should have mentioned that before. But you either want to make a time machine backup, or what you want to do is, once you install this, you can do a clean install using the Internet Recovery. which you access by holding Command Option R. And that will activate the internet recovery. And in the internet recovery, you can go to the disk utility, format the SSD, and then you can do a clean install onto the SSD. On the newer operating systems, you want to format it to APFS. If you don't have the option to format it as APFS, then you'll want to do the Mac OS Extended Journaled. Yeah. And then after you do that, you can connect your old hard drive with a USB adapter, USB SATA adapter or enclosure. And then when you get to the install part of the operating system, it'll ask if you want to migrate stuff from an old hard drive or something. That's where you would select to get your data off there. But anyways, back to removing this thing. I think it was a T10. Is it T10? Yeah. Okay, so it's a T10 screw. So what we're going to have to do is remove the 4 screws holding this drive in place, okay? Again, I'm doing this with one hand. Hopefully you guys can do this because you'll have 2 hands. But yeah, so I'm going to take that one screw out. Keep the screws in order. They are different sizes, shapes, lengths. You don't want to get them all mixed up. I like to leave the bottom adhesive down here intact. So as you can see, I'm not actually tearing that piece out. Most people, they just like rip the screen off of there. I'd rather see, I work on it in my lap so I don't have to rip that out and then redo all that adhesive. Okay, and that makes sure that the screen also stays aligned. I don't have to worry about lining up the screen when I put it back. Right after you remove those 2 screws, you can take this plastic thing off. Just pull it out just like that. Okay, there's this rubber thing holding the hard drive in place. And then we'll remove the other 2 screws here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put the SSD in with one hand. I'm going to do my best. But it's very difficult because the way Apple does this, there's very limited space here to reconnect, to connect and disconnect that SATA connector. Alright, so we're going to remove the other 2 screws for this bracket as well. Right, you want to be very careful when working on this. If you want to be extra safe, you can press and hold the power button after turning off your Mac and unplugging it from the wall. That will drain any power, or not all the power, but it'll drain a lot of the power from the power supply here, so you don't accidentally like shock yourself or something. So you can do that, just press and hold the power button, but usually it's not an issue. Just don't be like reaching into this. You can see they put like a danger high voltage thing there. But yeah, usually if you press and hold the power button for about 10 to 15 seconds, you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so one thing I found helpful when replacing the hard drive or SSD on this, it helps to kind of remove the screws from the speaker here. Yes, this giant thing is a speaker. This whole thing is just a speaker by itself. Okay, and there's also another one there. It's not what do you call? They're not identical. They're different. So I don't know how Apple does the sound, but one will put out more bass and treble, I think, and stuff like that. But anyway, so once you remove the 2 screws, the bottom one's hard to get out, but once you undo the screws, you can see you can move it forward a little bit, and then once you pull it forward, you can actually move it over to the left a little bit. All right, so that helps with removing this connector. This connector is kind of a pain. While it's in this slot, you can kind of use your fingernail or pry tool. I just do that, and then I kind of pull it like this, and then pull that one out. Okay, just like that. Then you can actually take the hard drive out. Be careful, the hard drive can just fall out on its own, but you basically just grab this and pull it out. Okay, there's not really anything holding it in place. And then another thing I found that makes it easier to put the hard drive in is to put the rubber thing after you put the hard drive in place. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. I will try. If not, I might try and get the tripod. It won't get as good of a viewing angle, but I'll see what I can do. So I don't know if I don't think I can do this with one hand. Basically, you just get this piece, slide that on. Okay, I can't really see it like this. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try and put it on the tripod and see if hopefully you can see what I'm doing. If you can't, too bad, I tried. But let's see, let's put this on the tripod here. Alright. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get a good view like this, but you get what you get. Alright, no complaining, it's free. Alright, there we go. So I'm gonna just put the thing like this. Alright, let's see if I can adjust this a little bit more. That's not very good, but whatever. Okay, you get what you get. That's it. I don't know. If somebody has a way to record this kind of stuff better, let me know. I don't know. If anything, I can buy whatever I need, but... Alright, so let's grab this. You just gotta line it up. Again, you can move the speaker out of the way slightly. And then what you do, or what I do, is I kind of hold that in place. And then I slot this piece in. Now I have really bad lighting. So I'm just gonna do what I can. Okay, so you just gotta line this thing up. There we go. And then once you get it in the slot, you can pull that in place, okay? Hopefully you can see what I did. I don't know if my head was in the way. If it was, I'm sorry. Alright, so now we're gonna take this rubber piece off. It has adhesive on it. Just peel it off, okay? And then just stick it to the new one. Alright, just line it up. Just like this. Stick it to the new drive, just like that. Okay. Nothing fancy about it. Peel off the other one. Same thing. Add it to the bottom. I know you're not getting a good view of this, but I mean, it is what it is. Alright. Get that rubber piece on. Okay. Line it up and push it together. Alright, then you just put the hard drive or the SSD back in the slot there where it was. Okay, I'm going to take the camera back out so you can kind of see better. So here you go. I just stuck the rubber pieces back on the new drive. Make sure that this is connected all the way. Okay. Sorry, I know the camera view is not all that great. Alright, so now we can put the speaker screws and everything back in place. I mean, that's the bulk of this repair. It's a very simple upgrade. The only thing is you do need to get the adhesive to replace. Usually with the speakers, I like to twist the screw back, or I guess with everything, I like to twist the screw backwards so I can feel like a click, and then I know it's like in place, and then I tighten it down. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to get this bracket. Make it easier. To make it easier, what I do, I put the screw in this bracket first, okay? And then just insert it in that slot. Just like that. Okay. Hopefully you guys appreciate this. I make my life harder doing these repairs for people. YouTube doesn't pay me enough for this. I mean, they pay me, but not enough, just from the ad revenue. But, yeah, alright. I'll put this in. With how many people I help, I should be like a billionaire or millionaire at least, but I make nothing from these things. I make, like, peanuts. Every day I make, like, a small repair that I would have done if I were to actually fix this kind of stuff for somebody. So, yeah, that's why if you read some of my comments, I kind of get frustrated because I offer this stuff. I offer this help on these videos for free, and then sometimes I get kind of, at least to me, they're dumb questions, and then I kind of get frustrated. So don't mind me if I'm like rude in the comments or something. Yeah, hopefully you guys will understand. But there we go. Put that in. The questions that kind of annoy me most is I'll show that you can't upgrade the RAM, or I'll show that you can upgrade the RAM, what type of RAM, and then people will go, what type of RAM is it? And so those kinds of things frustrate me. So if you ask a question, hopefully you guys at least watch through my whole video. And then if you do find out stuff, that I mentioned that's not true or not correct, feel free to correct me. Those things help out the community. So if people are saying, if I'm like, well, you can't upgrade the RAM, and then somebody's like, well, yeah, you can. It's underneath the motherboard, and then you can kind of like show it or something. Because I don't really have the time to go and research every single model completely and find all that out. So hopefully you guys can like look up those things and then just help the people out in the comments, let them know that, oh yeah, you can. And then if you post like pictures, sometimes if I'm doing this for customers, what I do is I'll check for like the motherboard of the specific model on like eBay or something, and then a lot of times they'll show like the front and the back. But yeah, like for YouTube, with how little I get paid doing all this, I don't really have the time or the energy to kind of go through every single model and check that kind of stuff just to let people know it's a lot of work for me. If people show that they appreciate what I do, I mean, like more than a thank you, like actually like helping me out, maybe sending me a little money for helping them save money. I mean, I've had people that tell me I save them like hundreds of dollars, and they don't even want to send me like $5 or $10. So it's kind of, it makes me sad that the work I do, while people say they appreciate it, it's kind of like I don't really benefit from that. So it's kind of makes me a little sad that the appreciation is just like repaid in words, which I don't know. They have a saying like talk is cheap, but yeah, I mean, if I could just talk and everyone gain like $1 million from that. Yeah. But anyways, so what I'm doing is I'm peeling off the old adhesive here. So you want to replace the adhesive. I don't know where Apple gets this kind of adhesive where there's like a fabric or foam layer in between. I try to get this adhesive, but I can't find it anywhere. So I just buy like the adhesive strips from Amazon. They're not as nice to remove as these because they don't have this layer that you can just cut through. So yeah, it's not as nice, but it does hold the screen together. The only thing is, if you have to open it back up afterwards, it's a bit more work because you can't cut it. You basically have to just pull on it and get out the adhesive. So yeah, anyways, I'm removing this old adhesive, all right, at least getting it out of the way. We're going to remove all this adhesive. Make sure that you plug these cables back in before you undo both strips of adhesive, because the adhesive strips are kind of expensive. They're not free. They're like $10-15 or something on Amazon. So keep that in mind. I always like to close up the screen, reattach the connectors, and then put regular tape to hold the screen in place, so that way I can power it on and test everything before I completely put the double stick adhesive. But yeah, so again, hopefully you guys are appreciating these videos. To be honest, with all the thousands and thousands of views, I've only had maybe 3 people that were actually willing to send me anything for helping them with their computers. One person actually surprised me and like sent me money just for helping with the videos, or just for making the videos for people. And then they also had me work on their computer because they tried to do it and then they messed up. I mean, that's usually, especially if you're new to it, they worked on it. It was on a model that they got the wrong model number, so they thought the repair would be like a really easy, simple one, but it ended up being more complex, and then the motherboard got damaged in the process. Even with me, some computer repairs, it's kind of risky. You can damage the motherboard. It doesn't happen very often for me, but it does happen. So keep that in mind, and those kinds of mistakes cost me a lot of money. Yeah, so that's why, if you're wondering, a lot of the videos, if a customer asks me to work on something, unless it actually requires removing the motherboard, I don't really record motherboard removal videos. So that's why I don't remove the motherboard on every single computer I work on. It's not because I can't, it's because there's unnecessary risk, and the payoff for doing that, just to have them on YouTube, it's not good enough. I mean, it basically, whatever I make on YouTube will probably end up paying for all those mess up things that might happen. Yeah, like one bad mistake can cost me, like, I don't know, it can cost me like multiple months of whatever YouTube is paying me. So yeah, so it's not worth it for me. Okay, so I don't know if anyone's even watching this part. I'm basically just peeling off all this adhesive. This part I like to leave there. But yeah, this adhesive is kind of screwed up, so it's not coming out right. But yeah, basically, sorry, I know I'm going out of view, but you get the idea. Peel off all this adhesive. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, and yep, so here we go. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I've had some people that are like, you should be grateful I watched your videos. It's kind of like, if you're a teacher and then the kids say you should be grateful I come to class, but I mean, the teacher is doing you the favor, not the other way around. I mean, because you need to learn, the teacher has a job, which, yeah, okay, it makes sense, but that doesn't show like appreciation for what the teacher does for you. So yeah, so anyways, we'll peel this all out. Oh, this thing keeps re-sticking on. I don't know, some of this tape that Apple puts, it always at the bottom tears. I kind of hate it. Sorry, I know the camera is like not focusing properly. Again, I don't know a better way to do this kind of recording that gives you like good close-up views. I don't know any YouTuber that does anything like this, but if you guys know, let me know. Again, I wouldn't mind spending to get better recording stuff that makes my life easier and makes it easier for people to see what I'm doing, but I don't want it to make my life harder. So there we go. All right, so what I'm going to do, basically what you do is you buy these adhesive strips, okay? You peel one side off and then you stick it on here. You leave the other side on, and then after you're done, you can attach everything, test it out, and then once you make sure everything's good, you can peel the other end of the adhesive backing out. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to upgrading the SSD on these iMacs. So this iMac is one of the nicer ones to upgrade. And also I use an electric blower to get all the dust out of here. If you notice, you'll probably open yours and it'll be super dusty. So I actually blew the dust out of there. So what you want is to blow the dust out of there. On the back, there's the vent there. You want to blow the dust out of there. And then on the bottom here, you want to blow the dust out of these little holes. Okay, but that's pretty much all there is to this. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Again, don't forget to get the adhesive. And another thing, after you put the adhesive, you want to get some tape and then wrap it over from the front to the back to kind of keep some constant pressure on the screen. And you want to leave it there for about 24 hours. That will help the adhesive that you put to get a stronger grip. After that, you can peel it all out. But yeah, that's all there is. I guess I'll show you how to reattach these cables. So basically you just do everything in reversed. You can actually put this one back in first. So it's going to be hard to do this on camera, but basically slide that in place. Hopefully I'm getting it in view because I'm actually looking at what I'm working on, not through the camera. It's hard for me to see be coordinated when I'm looking through the camera. But there you go, just like that. Slide it in. Once you got that in place, flip the little latch back over, and then make sure that, I know my hand's getting in the way, but make sure this latch goes back down. If it doesn't go, usually what I do is I use my fingernail to push on the little edges of the connector here, so where it sticks out like that. I don't know if I'm actually showing it properly, but it's hard to do this while holding the camera. Anyways, just push it like that, and then it should be in enough that you can push this latch down, okay? I don't think, oh wait, okay, I did do it enough. Okay, it's hard to tell with the camera. There we go. So there, make sure it's connected all the way, put that latch all the way down, and then the other cable, same thing, just line it up. Okay, put that in place. It's not focusing, but there you go. And then I like to use my fingernail on the on the connector itself, and then push it in just like that. Okay, and make sure that these clips went in place, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So again, hopefully that video helped you guys. If it did, like and subscribe, help others find my videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Again, if you want, I would highly recommend testing the Mac before you peel both sides of the adhesive off, so that way you can still open it back up if you need to. Because if you messed up and you need to open this up, you wasted all that adhesive. Okay? Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.